The theater is filled with the low hum of conversation as the audience waits for the next audition on Ireland Got Talent. The lights slowly dim and a hush falls over the room. From the side of the stage, a young man from Cebu City steps forward. His clothes are old and slightly torn, shoes worn thin from years of walking the streets. He looks nervous but determined. When the host asks his name and where he comes from, his voice shakes as he explains that he grew up in a small shack near the port, selling bottled water and singing on the streets to help his family survive. The judges listen quietly. Simon Cowell leans back in his chair, arms crossed, his usual serious expression firmly in place. The music begins softly. At first, the young man's voice trembles, heavy with fear and emotion, but then something changes. His voice grows stronger, richer, filled with deep pain and unexpected beauty. Each word feels like it comes from years of struggle and sacrifice. The audience slowly begins to react, some wiping their eyes, others leaning forward in disbelief. One judge places a hand over her mouth as tears fall freely. Simon uncrosses his arms and leans forward, eyes locked on the singer. The song rises to a powerful climax, and the young man pours everything he has into the final notes. When he finishes, there is a brief moment of silence, as if the entire room needs time to breathe. Then the audience explodes into applause. Simon stands up, clapping hard, his eyes shining with tears he does not try to hide. He nods slowly, clearly moved. When he speaks, his voice is calm but emotional as he tells the young man that this was not just a performance, but a story that everyone felt in their hearts. The singer breaks down crying, covering his face as the judges smile through their tears. After the applause fades, the lights shift again, and another contestant walks out. This time, it is a young woman from Davao City holding a scratched and faded violin. She looks down as she speaks, explaining that she never had formal training and learned to play by watching videos on an old phone shared by her family. She tells the judges that after her husband passed away, music became the only way she could earn money for her child. Her story already weighs heavily on the room. The judges listen in silence. Simon's expression softens as he nods gently for her to begin. The first note of the violin is quiet, almost fragile, but it carries a deep sadness that immediately grips the audience. As she plays, her eyes close and her body sways slightly, as if the music is carrying memories of loss and love. Each note feels honest and raw. The camera cuts to the judges. One is openly crying, unable to hold back the emotion. Another shakes their head slowly, amazed by the beauty coming from such pain. Simon lifts a hand to his face and wipes his eyes, taking a deep breath. The music builds, growing more powerful, filling the entire theater with emotion. By the time she reaches the final note, many people in the audience are crying openly. When the sound fades, the silence returns, heavier than before. Then the applause begins, loud and endless. Simon stands and applauds, his face serious, but full of respect. When he speaks, his voice is thick with emotion. He tells her that her music spoke louder than words, and that it came straight from the heart. The woman breaks down, holding her violin tightly as tears fall. The judges rise from their seats and applaud her as she bows repeatedly, overwhelmed by the moment. The final audition of the night brings two brothers from Manila onto the stage. They walk side by side, hands clasped tightly, wearing simple clothes that clearly show their hardship. They explain that they work small jobs together to support their family and that music is something they share late at night when the world is quiet. They admit they were afraid to come because they felt they did not belong on such a big stage. The judges listen carefully. Simon watches them closely, his face serious but attentive. When the music starts, the brothers exchange a glance and begin to sing. Their voices blend in perfect harmony, creating a sound that is both gentle and powerful. The song tells a story of hunger, dreams, and holding on to hope when everything feels lost. The emotion in their voices is undeniable. The audience grows silent, completely absorbed. Tears roll down the faces of the judges. One judge presses a hand to their chest, visibly shaken. Simon's eyes turn red as he leans forward, clearly affected. As the song continues, the brothers' confidence grows. They sing louder, stronger, as if they are finally being heard. When the final note rings out, the audience rises to its feet in a standing ovation. The brothers stand frozen for a moment, unable to believe what is happening. Simon stands as well, applauding longer than anyone else. When he speaks, he pauses, taking a breath to steady his emotions. He tells them that what they be